За юу яцхан guys, өнөөдөр жоохон бичлэхээр өнөөдөр би анх удаага арилжааныхаа подкастыг хийх чинь. Энэ миний арилжааны подкастын эхний дугаар байх болно. Тэгээ өнөөдөр бүгдээрээ Итали улсаас манай Альбион коллежид ирж суралцдаг Има Принц гэдэг залуу анхны арилжааны подкастын зочноор өнөөдөр бүгдээрээ урьж оролцуулж байна. So, Ima, can you tell me your age, name and just and how long have you been trading?
Awesome. So I'll start with really happy to be here with you. Thank you for having me. I'm Emma. My full name is Emanuele Principi. It's an Italian name, as you can hear. I'm from Italy. I'm 20 years old right now, and I'm going 21 next year. I've been trading for 4 whole years. So I started back in 2021. I started when I was 16. My dad helped me. He's a financial lawyer. He works with banks and he helps clients who are working with banks. So he introduced me to the trading world. He introduced me on how the investing and trading world works. And thanks to him, I was able to get started in the trading world from 2021 until now. And it's been almost 4 years now.
So you had a little bit of a kickstart, like you had the advantage coming into the world.
Yes,
Okay,
definitely, absolutely. He gave me a lot of documents, for example, stuff like from the 90s, early 2000s, stuff about stock market, mainly NASDAQ, NQ. So pretty much a lot of things about how bank works and how they actually trade on the market. I will say that I've been going on these documents for a lot of months, and nothing of what it was working 25 years ago is working right now.
Yeah,
because they were using a lot of indicators. Market was totally different. It was mainly traded by professionals. Right now you can see guys who are 16-year-old like I was. People were from everywhere in the world trading on a platform from everywhere, from class, from a cafe, from library. Instead, back 25, 30, 40 years ago, people were trading only in the bank, only with a 50, 100,000 accounts. So big accounts, big capital, and of course, big people.
Nice. I think having the parents that like help you to get into the trading also helps a lot, because my parents like always say it's never gonna work out, Mike. Just give up. It's not gonna work. That might be pulling a little bit down, but I think it's not an excuse to not make it in trading also.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I'll be honest with you. My dad has helped me a lot. Not only was supportive, but he also kept me going. He was actually the one who told me to start sharing my journey on socials. He was the one who told me to, and he gave me some advice on how to maybe journal my trades, or on how to manage my psychology, how to manage my risk. So it was really a big key and a big factor of my success in trading.
So if it's not a secret, how much are you funded right now?
So right now I'm funded 250K. I'm managing 3 50K account and 100,000 account.
Where are they from?
So I mainly trade from Funder Pro. I'll be honest with you, there are a lot of prop firms. I like trading on CFD because I mainly trade on gold. So I do not like to trade on futures. And I'll be honest with you, I've been trading with Funder Pro for almost 2.5 years now. I started trading with them on August 2023. I'll be honest with you, there is nothing that can keep the comparison with them. They have daily payouts, weekly payouts. They pay up to 90%. I'll be honest with you, there is nothing that you can compare in the CFD world.
So that's the Funder Pro, right?
Yes, Funder Pro, exactly.
Nice. Can you tell me more about like how was your journey becoming a trader? So how did you learn the trading stuff, and just how did it work for you?
Awesome. So this is one of my favorite questions because a lot of my students and people from my community ask me that. And I'll be honest with you, it's also funny because so I started when I was 16, as I said. I didn't have anybody who was teaching me. My dad was mentoring me in a more of a success way, not in a trading way. He was helping me being more able to control my emotions a lot. He helped me going through my risk, but he didn't teach me how to trade. And I bought a lot of courses. I was part of 2 training academies back in 2021 and 2022. I spent around $5,000 in like informations in courses. Nothing of that worked for me because what I realized is that people mainly learn from other people. If you're learning from someone who has recorded the lecture or who has recorded the trade, is not going to help you as much as someone who is actually teaching you in the same moment and telling you how to do something and like just helping you correct your mistakes and helping you going with these mistakes. And what I believe is that what kept me going on is that dream of success. And as I said, didn't work out anything that I learned from these courses.
How much time did you spend on those courses?
There were courses from 50 to 100 hours. So I'll be honest with you, I'll spend at least 2-3 hours a day for 2 years trying to learn, trying to practice, backtesting, going on the market, live market, demo accounts, everything. Nothing worked.
Wow.
And that is because I was just trying to find the best strategy instead of finding what was working for me. I'll be honest with you, what works for me is trading 1-2 hours a day, no more than that. One strategy, one session, same strategy every single time.
Nice.
Right now, after 2 years of these courses, I've backtested over 4,000 trades, 2,500 on gold. So you can understand that if you take one trade a day, 2,500 trades are like 20 years.
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
And honestly, you have such a big data to get and to actually learn from that. Of course, that helps you a lot. You can just correct your mistakes. You can go through whatever you are going wrong. And of course, it helps you because if you start journaling, if you start doing what you need to do and look at the data doesn't lie.
Yeah.
Everything can say, oh, you're successful, whatever. But if your win rate, your risk reward are not profitable, you're not going to be profitable. Numbers don't lie. So, of course, I've been going through a lot. The first time I was able to pass a funded account was back in August 2023. It was with a prop firm called My Forex Fund.
Oh yeah.
They closed like 2 weeks after. Like I passed the account, 10 days after they closed it.
Damn.
So I was crying. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, I would cry too.
Yeah, like I was going like in the weekend. I opened my account on Monday morning, and everybody was saying, "Oh, they closed. Oh, they closed." They sent emails saying, "Oh, we're stopping your account. Your account is closed." I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
I just spent hours and years, and when I finally saw some results, now you get my account from me.
Wow.
And I was able to go through that anyway. I got my first funded account with Funder Pro back in May 2024. And it was a $25,000 account. I still have my certificate back home. And from that account, I was able to withdraw just the first month around $4,500.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yes, that's around 20%. And that has been one of my best months ever. And what I'll be honest with you, I was trading on gold on a certain time with a perfect strategy.
Nice.
And I was just doing with the same strategy every single time, every single day at the same time. And that has helped me going from 25 to 50 to 50 to 100 and from there and there and there. And right now I'm where I am.
Nice. So how much time did it take you to get your first payout essentially?
So when I first started going through trading informations to when I got my first payout, we're talking from October 2021 to May 2024. So more than 2.5 years.
Wow.
I spent more than $5,000 in between informations, courses, and prop firm accounts. I spent more than probably, 1,000 hours, 2 hours a day for 2.5 years. You can do the math, okay? Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty much 2.5 years. But I'll say probably 6 months of doing the things in the right way.
So was there like any moment that was like, oh, it's clicked, or something special that you understood at some point maybe?
I'll be honest with you, this is something that I've always been looking for when I was unprofitable. And I thought there was somewhere like a key or a secret that I need to know to be able to make profits. If there is a secret, I'll say that if you make your trading journal and trading plan as simple as possible with as many confirmation as you can have, just what you need, nothing more than that, you'll be able to make profits.
So it's about the journaling?
It's about the journaling, but it's also about how many confirmations you go with.
So you need like less confirmations or more?
I believe that you need less confirmations and more clear confirmations. A lot of people are trying to get many trades a day, not realizing that there are a lot of opportunities in every market every single day, but you just need to get one opportunity. You don't need to get 5 trades a day. So my mistake was, of course, one of my mistakes was to get 3, 4, 5 trades a session. So I was trading maybe New York session, I'm taking 5 trades a session. That destroyed my win rate. Also, I was not looking at the data. What I know is that my strategy works at a certain time with a certain risk reward. I know that my risk reward, my perfect one is 1 to 2, 2.5, no more than that. If I'm taking a trade and I see that the trade, my take profit is at 1 to 4, 1 to 5, I know that probably that trade is not going to work. It's either not going to enter or it's either going to go to stop loss because it's not how my trade actually goes. And I just understood that you need to do something as many times as possible, but just to make it as simple as possible.
So there's no reason to like overcomplicate the strategies.
Absolutely, yes. I do not use any indicator. I don't use any complicated strategy like volume profile or something that is not easy to use. I just use liquidity levels, Fibonacci, and levels that help me enter at a certain time in a good point. That's it. I take my stop loss as big as it needs to be. My take profit is a certain level. I'm not moving my stop loss. I'm not moving my take profit. And also, one of the main factors was that I stopped looking at my trades. This is something that I really believe a lot of traders struggle with. People are over managing trades, moving their stop loss to break even once they just get like 2 ticks in profit, or they're moving their stop loss because it's going down. What I believe is that once you enter your trade, you need to be so sure about your trade that you can close your laptop and go on with your day. That is what I believe trading gives you freedom.
So how much time does it need for the trade to take until you say, okay, this is taking too much time, I have to close the trade right now?
So usually my best trades go to take profit in between the New York session. So I use the New York session from 8:30 to 11:30 Eastern time. Let's say I open a trade at 9 a.m. If it's at 5, if it's at 11, the trade is still at my entry level or it's around that level, I'm just closing it. Because I know that the trade is not going to work. Usually, it doesn't take more than an hour and a half, 2 hours. My average trading time is an hour and a half, probably. So I trade, I don't know, let's say 9, 10:30, 11, the trade should be closed. Either stop loss or take profit.
So when I was building my strategy, right, I was thinking that I could make my strategy so fucking bulletproof that just I can't take a loss. I could make it at least like 95%. Because the social media says it's possible. It's possible to have 1 to 3 years to reward with 95% win rate. Everyone says that. So I was like, oh my God, Mike, I have to make fucking such a good strategy. So I just can't fail. And just with that mindset, I went for like 4 or 5 months. I was working on my strategy every fucking day. And at some point I had, the Canva website. And on that website, I had like a page like full of rules. I had around like 60 rules. Entry model, like 5, 6 entry models, and every rule had the specific things that it could fill and that would not make the trade go into that side. And from that I learned that the more complicated the strategy is, it does not make it better, or it does not just increase the win rate. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely, yes. I usually have no more than 3, 4 confirmations, and I always want 1 confirmations from my time. So it needs to be in a time where there is no news right after. So let's say there is a news at 10 a.m. I'm not trading at 9:30. I'm trading after the news. It needs to be in a certain direction. I need my bias for the day, and I want to use that bias and trade only in that direction. I'm not taking any trade that is against my bias. I want to enter at a certain level. My little secret is the 50% level of Fibonacci. You always want to buy under the 50%, and you always want to sell over the 50%.
But which time frame is that?
Pretty much everyone. You can use that on every single movement. And that has been one of my little secrets that I'm just giving it to you right now. That is something that I've really been working on for the past 2 years. My main focus has been perfect. So if the price has moved, let's say, 100 points in a buy direction, that level is not a good level for me to buy. I need to find sell positions only if they are in the same direction as my daily bias. So as I said, I'm using a certain time. I'm making sure that my bias is correct. And I'm also entering at a good level. The last confirmation, and this is the last one, I'm not using anything more, is momentum. What I'm using is levels in the higher time frame. I usually find my bias from 1 hour time frame to the daily time frame. That's my bias for the day. After that, I'm just dropping to the 5-minute time frame, not the 1 minute, not the 15 one, just the 5-minute time frame. And whenever I see my momentum changing, it might be an engulfing, it might be a breakout structure in my direction, it might be a fair value gap, whatever you want to use it, just use a confirmation in the 5-minute time frame and enter at that level.
Nice.
That is it. I'm using my 50% Fibonacci to enter in favor of the market at a certain time. And that has helped me getting at least to 50 to 60% win rate. So as you can see, my strategy works around 1 to 2 trades. If I take 2 trades, I know that usually one is going to go to take profit, one is going to go to stop loss. But since my risk reward is a 1 to 2, I know that every 2 trades, I'm getting 1%. And that's how I went to 22% in that month in May 2024. But I also have had a month where I made 1, 2%. Because that is how trading works. You're not going to get profits every single month, and they're not going to be the same amount every single month.
Do you have any preferred months in the year, or just the months that you hate?
I'll say that the month that I hate is definitely December 15th to the January 15th.
Oh, it is tough time.
Because the market is just so slow. You go between Christmas, New Year's Eve, New Year. You go through a lot of, it's like right after Black Friday and right after Thanksgiving, but it's also before a lot of different things. A lot of data are coming from the government, so there are a lot of news as well. The markets are so slow, and when they're not slow, there are a lot of news. So it's like from the 15th of December to half of January, at least the second week of January, I usually either not trade, if I trade, I usually take the half of my usual risk. That way I just manage my capital a little bit more.
So what was the hardest time or period or accident that was in your trading journey?
This is a nice question. I'll say surely a fun fact is, as I said, when I lost my final account after a week of getting it from my first fund. There is another painful moment for me. When I first get my first funded with Funder Pro, as I said, I got it in the May of 2024. I was able to withdraw around $4,500, and after a few weeks, I totally lost it. Wow. So I was back to the start. So as I said, I was doing definitely, I had more money, I had more experience, but I also had more... honestly, it was painful because I thought I was on the right path, and it showed me that some things were okay, some things were not okay. So some of the mistakes that I made that made me lose the funded account are, for example, I was trading, since I was in Italy, I was trading both London and New York session, so I was taking a little bit more trades, and also I was risking 1% for each trade on my funded account. Right now, I changed that risk totally. I'm risking between 0.25 to 0.5 each trade. That gives me as almost twice or 3 times more trades that I can take on an account. That also helps me a lot because now I can make more mistakes. And even if I'm 2% in drawdown, I know that it just takes a few trades and I'll go back. I'm not scared of saying, oh, well, if I take 3 trades and they're going to stop loss, I'm down 5%, it's going to be hard to go up more. So I'll be honest with you, I learned a lot from this, but it also was painful.
Okay. So do you think you have one of the best strategies out there?
I don't think it's the best strategy. I'll be honest with you. I don't know a lot of things. People ask me, do you know volume profile? Do you know how to use indicators? I'll be honest with you. I don't know any of that. I don't use indicators. I don't use any hard concept. I just use price action, liquidity, and equilibrium market. That's it. So it's surely one of the easiest to use. Definitely. It's one of the most simple strategy you can find. And it's also really, really consistent. It's hard for me to have a total week of losses, like 5-day losing streak. It's maybe like my usual week looks like 2 days I'm taking a trade, it's going to take profit. 2 days I'm going break even. One day is going to stop loss. So usually it's definitely one of the most easy one to use, but it's not the best, that's for sure.
So what do you think about other strategies of like, for example, I trade 1 minute trade. Some people trade swing trades for weeks.
Sure.
Do you think yours is better, or they are foolish, or there would be more disadvantages in other people's just strategies?
I feel like every strategy can work as soon as you get enough data. If you don't have at least 50 to 100 trading backtests and in your trading journal, it's going to be really hard for you to actually understand what is going on with your strategy. It's not only about backtesting it, but what I used to do and made me profitable is to take these trades that I was backtesting and just make them and use them on a trading journal. Having every single confluence and every single confirmation that I use for that trade on my trading journal. In that way, I can check and say, well, let's see at what time I have the highest win rate. What time did I have the most profit? What time did I have the highest risk reward? So I can use a lot of these data and say, well, if I see that, for example, before news, my win rate drops from 55 to 30, I'm not trading before news. If there is a news at 10 a.m., I'm not trading until 10:30 maybe, or I'm not trading at all for the day. For example, when there are news like in the evening, like FOMC or Powell is speaking, I'm not trading at all for that day.
Oh, it's ugly, bro.
Yes, because I know that in that day, my strategy is not going to work in the same way that it works when there are no news. So I'll be honest with you, your strategy is going to work for sure when you get enough data. When you journal your trades, when you understand, for example, if I have the 1 minute confirmation and the 1 minute FVG and the 1 minute sell side liquidity and my 1 hour biases confirming what I'm doing, that is going to work. If people think that turning on a 1 minute time frame, it's easier because it gives you a lot of opportunities. You can maybe take 1, 2, 3 trades a session. As I said before, the less you trade, the higher is the probability that you're going to be successful. And there is a lot of smoke in the market, a lot of fake chances that people show you, because what social media is bringing today in the financial market is the thought that you can trade every single day and have a perfect setup every single day. And that is just bullshit. People want to trade daily because they have FOMO. They have fear of missing an opportunity. They believe that, oh, if I don't trade today, I'm going to lose this money. But actually what they don't think about is that if they're going to trade and they're going to lose money, it's going to take them one more day to gain that back. So my advice is trade on whatever strategy you want, but get enough data that you're able to say, the second you click buy or sell, I can close my laptop and go on with my day. Wherever goes this trade, I'm fine with it because I respect my strategy at all.
So what do you think the most common problem for the new traders that are coming into the scene and trying to become profitable? What the key advice you would give someone to make them become profitable as soon as possible?
My advice is what I always say to my students. Dedicate 2 to 3 months to study a strategy. Dedicate 2 to 3 months where you just go on the market, you're not taking trades, you're just analyzing what is happening. What I did is analyze every single session. I divided it in 2 sessions before the market open. So for example, New York session, I trade from 8:30 to 11:30. I'm taking 8:30 to 9:30, the first hour. I'm looking at what is happening in that first hour and then what is happening after the first hour. And my advice is also to get as many data as you can. Whatever data you can get, for example, risk reward, time, levels, whatever you can get that can help you become more profitable. And if I had to give you a checklist of a profitable trader, I'll say someone who has a clear strategy, like 3 steps, like clear steps that you follow every single day, and it's easy to follow them. It's not hard. Also, something you have to have at least 50 to 100 trading backtests and 50 to 100 trade in a journal. If you have these things, you can start trading on the real market. Otherwise, you're just gonna lose time and money.
Is there any like psychology maybe advice you can give someone that is trying to become profitable?
I will say, and this is a lesson that I've learned from my mistakes and losing many of my accounts, is definitely that, as I said, you have to be as sure as you can on your trades that you can just close your laptop and go on with your day. My advice is when you're backtesting, just try and backtest without managing your trades. Because if you know your win rate and your risk reward without managing your trades, you know that you can just get your time back. Instead, a lot of traders are slave of the market. They just stay in front of the charts for 6-8 hours a day, thinking that as long as they stay on the chart, they're going to be profitable. But what I can tell you, and what 95% of the traders that are profitable can tell you, is that the less you do, the more you earn. And that's something that is totally opposite from everything, if you think about it. Because they always taught us the more you work, the more you gain. But trading is something where, of course, the more you work and the more you study, it's going to help you. But also people tend to overcomplicate things. And I'll say that if you want to become free, so not just have your 9 to 5 in trading, because a lot of people are just trading 8 hours a day in front of the charts instead of going to an office job, okay, is actually start trading in the way professional trades. Giving the market 1-2 hours, get your analysis. If it respects your analysis, you open your trade. If it doesn't, you close it. And that's it. And once you click buy or sell, you can just close your laptop and go on with your day. That should be it. If you're able to get to the point where you don't care anymore where the movement and the price is actually going, that's the moment when you know that you're going to be profitable. When you don't care anymore about the money, but just about how you're doing the process.
So you have to be more process-oriented than the money-oriented?
Absolutely, yes. When I was making 5K a month, okay, in that May of 2024, I remember, because I also was journaling and like writing down my process and my thought process. What I remember is that what I was doing is just set my trade, set my alarm for when I reach take profit and stop loss, and that is it. I don't care what is going. I'm just closing my platform, because that is something that will actually make you and give you more freedom.
Nice. Beautiful answer, bro. За сая би одоо зочноос баахан асуултууд асуулаа. Одоо тийм аа зочин надаас эргүүлээд асуултууд одоо асуух гэж байна. Okay, let's go.
Awesome. So the first question I want to ask you is, what do you think has been the most challenging things in your journey? What has been the most difficult things that is stopping you?
I think the hardest thing for me is that everyone in the social media says 90% is psychology. Like what the bullshit? Because everyone thinks, maybe every influencer thinks that everyone has a beautiful strategy. Every strategy works, they think. But in fact, as I observed, most people don't have enough data to back up their strategy, or they just don't have the strategy by itself. And without a lot of data and a concrete and simple strategy, even if you are, I don't know, a king of psychologists, you have the best psychology, you can't succeed anyways.
Yes.
So I think that's been also my problem, and building my strategy has been a lot of pain and suffering, but I'm getting close to it.
Awesome, that's great, and thank you for answering that. So you said that you're having a little bit of problems in getting to a point where you're so sure about your strategy, you can just be sure of what you're doing. And do you think it's about a certain confirmation that you're missing, or are you maybe overcomplicating things?
Oh, I used to have the board, right? With 60 rules and 70, something like that. I have simplified that a lot, and now it's much simpler, but I've been struggling with the bias finding.
Okay.
essentially that whole canvas was made to just find the bias.
Okay.
And lately I've been more flexible with my bias, and I've been working a lot on it, and it's getting much simpler and nicer actually.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. I'll be honest with you, one of the first things that I teach my students is how to find their bias. That is so important, and if you're able to get to it, you're going to be profitable 100%.
Actually, I've even been successful with that, 60 rules.
Sure.
I've got funded, I got the payout from that table. But then after my payout, my psychology went, oh my God, I have to win. But then came a losing streak, 8 trade losing streak, when I did not have more than 3 losing streak in my backtesting. So I just destroyed everything, realized even if you have 60 rules, it's not going to protect you from a losing streak. And from there, I've been simplifying the edge, and it's getting better.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, what's your win rate?
It's around 65%.
65%. And what's your risk reward?
1 to 2.
1 to 2. Awesome. That's great. That's even better than mine. So my advice to you is that as I did, so I lost my first fund account because the losing streak killed me. And if you backtest, you'll see that maybe your losing streak is, let's say, 5 trades. So you think, well, if I have a 10% drawdown, I can just risk 1% and I'm going to be fine.
Yeah.
The problem is that you may be getting a 5 loss, then 1 win, and then 5 loss again. And then it's going to kill your account. Yeah. So what I did is just, whatever my loss streak was, I'm just taking my percentage as my drawdown, let's say 10%. If my losing streak is 10 trades, okay, I'm not risking 1% to 10 divided by 10, but I'm risking a quarter of 10 divided by 10. So if I have a 10 trade losing streak, I'm risking 0.25. If I have a 5 trade losing streak, I'm risking 0.5. If I have a 3-day losing streak, I'm risking 0 point something. In that way, I'm able to not only manage my trades, but also fight against the bad time in the market. Where, for example, in December or in August, you're going to have a harder time to get the trade. And that is also something that has helped me a lot.
How about when passing the challenge, do you over-risk, or how do you do it?
I usually over-risk. And that's something that is really important. A lot of people think that they should risk the same amount that they risk in a challenge and the same amount that they risk in a funded account. I usually risk in between 1.5 to 2% on each trade in a challenge account because what I want to do is taking as many trades as possible in a short time. That's because a lot of people are overcomplicating as well prop firms. They think that if it takes them, like, let's say 90 days, it's fine. What prop firm wants you to do is take as much time as you want. That is not going to be helpful for anybody because your psychology is going to kick in, you're going to start doubting yourself, and at some point there's going to be a week where you lose 4%. You're going to think, well, the account is gone, let's just risk 5% on a trade and let's see how it goes. You lose that trade, the account is gone. Yeah. So what I'm usually doing and what has been helping me past funding accounts in like not even 2-3 weeks is risking 1.5 to 2% each trade and aiming to a 1 to 2 fixed risk reward. That way, if you need to get to a 10%, you just need to get 3 profit trades instead of 5 or 6 in a normal account. You may get 3 trades in a week or in 2 weeks, but that will help you going really faster and also to go into the challenge account really, really, really easier. When you get in the challenge account, you're risking no more than that 0.5%. Unless you have 20% drawdown, you should not risk more than 0.5% on a funded account because that is really your source of income. If you have a 100K account, that is worth so much money. Yeah. Because not only to pass it, it's so difficult, but also if you withdraw 2% a month, it's $2,000 a month. Yeah. It's almost the same pay income as a office job sometimes. Yeah. So that is going to give you a side income, then you can build your capital and go and go and go and go. So my advice is when you are in a challenge, risking between 1.5 to 2%, aim for low risk reward, high win rate trades. When you're in a challenge, aim for maybe a little bit of risk reward trades, but risk definitely less, 0.5, 0.25. Okay, so
Thank you for it. And so my last question for today is, I had a lot of times when I would lose approximately 60 or 70% of my challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would say, oh my God, Mike, it's just impossible to pass the account right now. You just have to risk it all and that's it. Like, you don't have to take it another like 2 weeks to recover. You just have to make it right now, or you have to just lose it. So I think that stems down to a lot of course, confidence in the strategy a lot, but
Yes.
it's also about sometimes the longevity of your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think about tomorrow, next week, in a month, what's possible. You just think, if it's not today, you are dead. You are done, Mike. You're just done. So what would you recommend to someone that is having problems with that and that is just having problems with having a longevity mindset?
That is a great question. That is probably one of the best questions someone has ever asked me. And I'll be honest with you, this is something that not only goes with mindset, but also with how people is approaching the actual trading journey.
Mm-hmm.
What I think is the best way to approach is looking at the business of trading as an actual business. Mm-hmm. You will have risk on your capital.
Yeah.
And what I want people to understand is that, let's say they have a $5,000 budget that they want to invest in prop firms, okay? They gotta remember that you're only passing in between 30% of your challenge that you're taking. Mm-hmm. Let's say 20% of them. This means that if you want to pass a $100,000 account, you're gonna have to buy 5 of them to be able to pass one. This means that if you have a $5,000 budget and each account costs $1,000, mm-hmm. you're risking your whole capital to pass one account.
Yeah.
My advice is start smaller. Once you get funded, then increase your sizing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are asking me, why are you not taking like a $500,000 funded account? And my answer is just that if I know that it's gonna take me 5 or 6 accounts to pass one, mm-hmm. that means that I will have to invest $10,000 to get a $500,000 account. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't make any sense for me to risk $10,000 of my own money to get $500,000.
Okay, thank you for giving me advices and a lot of information today and insights also. I really appreciate them. За тэгээ guys, өнөөдрийн бичлэгтээ дуустал үзсэнд баярлалаа. Дараагийнхын подкастнда бид нэр илүү өөр трейдеруудыг зочноор урьж авчирна. Тэгээд channel-та subscribe дараад like дарахаа мартаваа. And I'll see you guys.